The abundance of water resources gives Ohio advantages for agriculture, industry, drinking water, and recreation. Here in Clermont County, we're fortunate to have exceptional water resources and forward-thinking communities who are willing to act to protect those resources. Since 2001, the Clermont Soil and Water Conservation District has been working with local communities and partners to advance watershed planning and projects across the region. The Village of Williamsburg is a valued partner in those efforts, and we're very excited to help them showcase the Williamsburg Off-Channel Wetland Project.
When the opportunity was presented to us to retrofit the old water reservoir into a wetlands ecosystem, we were immediately on board and proud to help protect the East Fork. The heart of Williamsburg is situated in the valley of the East Fork of the Little Miami River. Our river and streams are center to the beauty and charm in our community. And a short distance downstream, Harsha Lake provides its own amenities for communities, including drinking water.
Communities across Ohio face challenges with water resource protection, particularly with sediment and nutrient pollution. Fertilizers applied to farm fields and lawns can wash into nearby streams, carrying excess sediment and chemicals like nitrogen and phosphorus, which can fuel problems like harmful algal blooms. Blooms happen in lakes and rivers across Ohio and here at Harsha Lake. When a bloom occurs, it affects drinking water treatment costs, disrupts recreation, sporting events, and presents public hazards for people and pets recreating near a bloom. These blooms also deplete oxygen in the water. This is very harmful to fish and mussels, some of which are endangered or threatened.
The East Fork of the Little Miami River is exceptional warm water habitat. That means it's the highest designation Ohio has for streams, and is indicative of a diverse fish population, macroinvertebrates, and mussels. Ohio EPA monitors streams by assessing the biological communities, habitat, and water chemistry. We know some segments of the river and tributaries are not meeting state standards. Ohio EPA supports this project to demonstrate how bankful wetlands can be a tool to help communities address impairments.
The Ohio Department of Natural Resources H2 Ohio projects are focused on creating, restoring, and enhancing wetlands around Ohio. Wetlands are critical habitat for a wide variety of wildlife. They're often called nature's kidneys because of their ability to filter impurities and nutrients from the water. Wetlands also can trap sediment and help process nutrients from runoff.
Bankful wetlands are constructed in the floodplain, right next to the river. They're designed to reduce the depth, velocity, and erosive power of the flows in the river during storms. Their connection can be optimized to offload flows that would otherwise contribute to erosion and transport pollutants downstream. So by offloading that dirty water, these wetlands are contributing to improved water quality and habitat in our waterways, while also improving overall ecosystem function. To construct this system, approximately 34,000 cubic yards of soil was excavated within the existing reservoir and surrounding floodplain. The inlet was excavated to a specific elevation, which corresponds to a river stage that would route about 30 to 40 storm events per year through the wetland. Within the inlet channel, a wintering hole was constructed with a deep pool to provide habitat for a variety of fish species. As the river rises during a storm, flow is directed through the inlet channel and wintering hole and into a pipe connected to the reservoir. A second wintering hole was constructed within the reservoir, and a peninsula helps to slow water flow as it is directed to an underdrain outlet on the southern end of the reservoir. The reservoir was excavated to store a lot of water and then slowly release it through a 12-inch pipe with a restricted outlet into a 2,000-foot-long meandering floodplain channel nicknamed the Gut. Both the bypass channel and the inlet channel are designed to direct as much flow as possible through the Gut. The entire floodplain was designed to have minimal slope to slow water flow and maximize the pollutant removal capacity of the system. The meandering floodplain channel includes log veins and brush piles to help dissipate energy and provide quality habitat. Sediments will settle out and nutrients will be assimilated as water slowly flows through the floodplain and then outlets back to the river. Completed in the summer of 2023, we see the system is functioning as intended, with lots of native wetland vegetation already well established.
A key component of the Williamsburg project is high-frequency water quality monitoring, which allows us to quantify the benefits of the Bankful wetland system. There are 5 monitoring stations positioned throughout the wetland, which will allow us to determine how effective the different sections of the wetland are at removing pollutants. We anticipate reductions in nitrogen, phosphorus, and sediment as water exits the wetland system and flows back to the river.
We can use the Williamsburg site to study habitat quality, wildlife communities, and water chemistry to help us quantify expected benefits. We can use that information to help us identify the best locations and design features for future projects. Projects like this are about clean water and the benefits that follow for native fish, mussel, and invertebrate communities.
These wetland restoration projects are also about sustaining our fisheries. The Reservoir Fish Habitat Partnership recognizes the important connections between land conditions and the smaller streams that stretch across the landscape and feed into our large rivers and reservoirs. On-stream reservoirs like Harsha Lake are important for flood control, water supply, and recreational fisheries. Reservoir fisheries in Ohio contribute billions to our economy each year. The social, economic, and human health benefits they provide are benefits people often forget about, but they're important, and all of those are rooted in clean water and healthy fisheries.
The Duke Energy Foundation is proud to be a partner in this effort. The foundation is focused on creating meaningful impact in our communities, and the Bankful Wetland Project not only supports clean water and biodiversity, it builds environmental resiliency for local communities. In addition to this being a demonstration project for all the benefits mentioned earlier, it also provides some extraordinary opportunities for education, as the wetland is a living laboratory. We love to see the site is already being used for education.
The surveys and research underway at the Williamsburg wetland site will help us understand ecosystem services and benefits provided by wetland systems. The various partners who came together to make this project happen reminds us all that partnerships and collaboration are critical for the protection of our water resources.